Red Room. I am Nicolette Noble, and we are here with Michael Opal today. Hey, Michael. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's very nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
And we're very happy to have you on the show today.
Well, thank you for having me.
So we're having a good day so far?
Yeah, so far. I'm having a great day. It's a great way to wind up the day.
Yeah, really?
Sitting there with you. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you. So, you are an actor.
I am.
But you told me, where are you from originally?
I'm originally from New York, from Long Island. Grew up in Long Island and then moved into Manhattan when I was 17 years old.
When you were 17?
Yes.
So I know earlier you told me that you moved around a lot when you were younger.
Yeah, my parents moved around every 2 years. And I think that's what gave me the insight to be a performer.
Moving around a lot?
Moving around a lot, always being the new kid, always having to meet new friends. And so I think that that kind of exposure, it's kind of a shyness, and to get over your shyness and to meet new people, you have a tendency to perform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I never thought of it that way before. So you think moving around a lot and having to completely not be shy since you had to meet so many new people is what tied into you becoming an actor?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
I can
I think
definitely
so.
see that working out.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah, for me.
So what started you in acting? What was the first thing that happened that got you started?
The first thing was I had an English teacher in high school who was very supportive and thought that I should. He thought I was pretty funny and creative, and thought that I should go into theater.
So it was an English teacher? It
was an English teacher, Mr. Rowe.
So right when he told you that you should go into theater, what was your opinion about that?
I think I agreed with him. I liked the idea of him picking me, taking me aside and kind of taking me under his wing, giving me that advice.
Yeah. So before you were told that, did you have any idea what you wanted to do?
No, I think I always knew that I wanted to be a performer of some type. I wanted to do film or theater, but I just didn't have the push.
The push. So he gave you that push?
Yes, he did.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you started when you were about 17?
When I was 17, I moved into Manhattan. I talked to my father about becoming an actor.
Yeah.
And then my father told me, no, you'll be a waiter. So
and I remember you saying, he told you, learn how to...
Learn how to stand like this because you're at table 7? Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah. Busing, you learn how to do that. Because my father was pretty smart, and he worked in Manhattan, and he grew up in Manhattan, and he knew a lot of actors that were part-time actors, part-time waiters.
So none of your family did acting?
No. My mother was very funny. Yeah, she was kind of a driving force with a lot of laughter, a lot of comedy.
That's awesome.
And she always took us to the movies, and she read a lot. She was well-read. So I think that helped, and it built a good foundation.
So your father saying that you should learn how to go like this,
yes.
Is that how it has worked out?
No, and that's a good point. He actually got me into the Steam Fitters Union. My family is a family of steam fitters, and New York is a union state. So he got me into the apprenticeship program for steam fitters, and from there I transferred into the industrial air conditioning division, and I went to work for a major manufacturer.
Oh, that's awesome. So now you have a job doing that on the side, or full-time?
Now I have a job that ensures my parents that I will never come home asking for money.
And it's not a waiter?
It's not a waiter. It's an industrial air conditioning service engineer, yeah.
Well,
they kind of had this revolving door thing that we didn't have one in our house. So once you left, you could never come back. So the way that they made sure that you would never come back, other than Sundays for dinner.
So do you think they would let you come back if anything was to happen to that job?
Probably not. My father would probably get me a job as a waiter.
That's hilarious.
But I'd have some kind of income, yeah.
So is your family supportive now of you having an acting?
Very much so. Yeah, awesome. And again, I actually started doing theater, and I auditioned for a theater group, the Grassroots Players, in 1983, and I was accepted, and went through a training program with them, and we did Tennessee Williams a lot.
So was that after you moved?
No, that's while I was in Manhattan. I moved to Middletown, New York, and that's where I auditioned for the Grassroots Players, Chris Farlakis and the Grassroots Players. He was a journalist in that area. Yeah.
So what did you have to do for that audition?
Actually, I read sides, did a monologue, and they had sides. I read from a script. They gave me Unsatisfactory Supper, which was a short play by Tennessee Williams.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
So, did you have an agent, or were you kind of self?
No, I didn't have an agent. Again, doing theater and doing kind of regional theater, we did it in art galleries and barns and old theaters upstate New York, within probably like a 75-mile radius. Poughkeepsie, we did The Last Chance up there, and he just booked all these gigs, and we just went around and did them.
So that's cool. So I know you do film now here in Florida.
Yes.
So is it a completely different feeling doing theater for you?
It's a different process, and after working with Chris for a year and doing Tennessee Williams, I auditioned for the 13th Street Theater in Manhattan. I went back to Manhattan, and I got accepted to be a resident in the 13th Street Theater, and I did a play there for a year. Line, the longest running off-Broadway play in Manhattan, and it's still running. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I did season 9 to season 10, and that was great training. So I continued doing theater.
While you were in New York?
Yeah, I did some film, mostly NYU student films.
Oh. Sweet.
And that was pretty much it. Yeah.
While you were in New York?
While I was in Manhattan, yes.
So then what caused you to move to Florida?
Well, in 1990, after many auditions and positive and a lot of rejection.
I know you told me the auditions were like cattle calls.
The auditions are like cattle calls. In Manhattan, there's Backstage magazine, and it comes out every Wednesday. It's a newspaper, and everybody gets it. So you go to an audition for, in my case, 52 years old, 5'10", 200 pounds. There's 300 people that look just like you.
Wow.
And you wait there all day.
It's way different in Florida.
Yes, it is. Yes,
so,
it is, thankfully.
So when you were auditioning in New York, did you ever get nervous or discouraged or?
Nervous, I think that, I learned early on also that anybody who says that they're not nervous is probably lying. So.
So you were nervous?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, and I think I learned to channel that nervous energy into a creative energy or a positive energy to get through the audition. Because you're nervous on the way to the audition, you're nervous when you're auditioning, you're nervous after the audition, you're waiting for the phone to ring to see if you got the gig, and then when you get the gig, you're nervous to get the script, and then you get the script, and then you're nervous to develop the character. But it's a great feeling. It's good nerves.
Good nerves.
Yeah.
And now you've learned to channel it into your
yeah, the best
acting.
I can. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's a creative process. I was going to say struggle, but it's a creative process.
So, do you have a certain technique that you use for theater that's different than the technique that you use for film?
I think the difference is toning it down some. Theater is big, very boisterous, very loud, projection from the back so everybody can hear you.
Yeah.
If you do a lot of waving around on film, you look like you're in a Japanese horror movie.
Yeah.
Some Godzilla's coming to get you or something because everything is huge and it's coming.
Yeah, everything looks bigger on film.
On film, yeah. So a lot of your mannerisms I had to learn how to tone those down some.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, because in Florida we have a lot of film here, and I know that people say it's really difficult for theater actors to transition into film. So did you find it difficult transitioning?
I don't know if I found it difficult. I think I found it different.
Different.
Yeah, and in a good way, because there's a difference in both. And I don't find one any better than the other.
Yeah.
It's just a different process. There's a lot of downtime in film, and you don't have that on stage unless you're waiting in the back for them for your entrance. But your play is 2 hours long and there's no repeating, so it is what it is. And there's a lot of rehearsal process, and the theater process, the theatrical process. To do a full-length play, you're probably auditioning a good 8 hours a day for about 6 weeks. So there's a lot of, I'm sorry, not auditioning, rehearsing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rehearsal process, yeah.
Wow. So before plays that you do you ever get nervous that you're going to forget your lines? Because I don't know that feeling. Because I do film, so we get second chances, a lot of second chances. But in theater, you don't.
Yeah, no, you don't. You can't like, stop. Sorry, we're going to start again. You can't do that. There's no cut.
Yeah, I know in many film sets, people are like, oh, sorry, I forgot my lines, stop, cut, take 20 something.
No, you can't. But that's where the rehearsal process comes in. If you do your rehearsal and you do your homework and you rehearse on your own and you get it down, and typically if you're working with a good director, a theater director or somebody who's got a lot of experience in theater, they're not going to let you go up on stage until you are 150% ready.
Yeah.
So.
Have you had any instances where something happened on stage or during a performance?
There's been some times, especially during line, we would have different characters or different cast members come in. People would drop out or get cut, and then they would have somebody else come in. So there's some carrying of other people or fumbling around.
Yeah.
But nothing that stopped the show.
Yeah.
Or made anybody leave. Yeah, exactly. Nobody threw anything. Nobody got hurt.
No rotten food or anything.
No, not that I can recall.
So you were saying you moved here from New York to Florida.
I actually moved from New York to Puerto Rico in 1990. I went down to Puerto Rico. Yeah, I lived in Puerto Rico. I actually met my wife there the second day I was there.
The second day you were in
Second day I was there. And I think that's one of the reasons I stayed, actually.
So how did you meet your wife the second day you were in Puerto Rico?
She worked in the hotel I was staying at. I was staying at the El San Juan Hotel, and she worked in guest services.
Well, wait, why did you go to Puerto Rico in the first place?
I went on vacation.
Oh.
I went on vacation to think about what I was going to do as far as leaving New York City. Whether I was going to go to L.A. or Chicago, or I thought about going to Chicago, doing theater in Chicago. There's very strong theater groups there.
Yeah.
And I went down to Puerto Rico and got a little smitten. And got a job in the industrial air conditioning business, and I stayed there for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And then we moved to Tampa. And
you and your wife?
Me and my wife,
moved
yes.
To Tampa.
Yeah,
did you
she
get
stayed with
married
me.
in Puerto Rico?
We did.
That's so cool. I've never been there.
And she wouldn't date me unless I had a job, so I had to get a job.
Really?
Then, yeah, because she didn't want to date anybody who was just like on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So she moved with you to Tampa?
She did. Yeah, we moved to Tampa. Then I worked again in the international group in my company for Europe, Asia, South America, South Pacific until 2000.
Wow. So during that time, you took a break from acting?
I did. I actually, we moved here in 2000, and in 2006, I went to the Orlando Culinary Institute I wanted to learn how to cook for myself.
Really?
Yeah, so I went through the Le Cordon Bleu program.
Did you say, I won't be with you unless you can cook now either?
Yeah, and are they still filming? Because I might say something that aggravate my wife or something, but my wife doesn't cook.
Oh.
So one of us had to, and I think I met the only Puerto Rican woman who doesn't cook. So I was like, well, you know what? I like to eat. You don't get this big by not eating, so I had to learn to cook. So I wanted to cook well.
So now you can cook?
Yes, I can.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I can
awesome.
chef, yeah. So in 2006, while I was at the Culinary Institute, I met a guy, Andrew Burr, from Orlando, from Mount Dora, and he was doing a music video. And we got to talked about my theater background and his project and his production company, and he cast me as a lead actor in a music video.
Oh, cool.
Which wound up getting semi-finalist awards at the Dallas Songwriters Academy. So I'm trying to think of what it was.
So was that your first, film type, music video thing that you did?
Other than doing the student films for NYU, yeah, that was pretty much, yes.
In Florida.
In Florida, yes. That was the beginning.
So that was the beginning of your work in Florida.
Yes.
So then, how was your experience doing the music video?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And again, it taught me the other side of the industry, the film side.
Yeah.
As opposed to, continuous running in theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that what fueled your progress in acting here? Is that what got you?
Yes, it did.
To keep going with it?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I liked the finished product. I liked the people I worked with. I liked the process. I liked the film process. And it's an eye-opener, it really is. I mean, there's so much involved with the lighting and point of view and over the shoulder and, all to stand there, say that, okay, stop, go, It's quite a creative process.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
So what have you been working on since you've been in Florida?
I've done, since that, I've done 12 or 13 films. I did a feature. An independent feature. I've done a lot of shorts, music videos. I just finished a music video. There's a pilot in the works, but I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Oh, but it's happening.
Yes, that's correct.
That's cool. So, do you audition a lot? I know you told me about your shoes, your audition shoes.
Oh yeah, these are my favorite audition shoes.
Yeah, I want to look at those. Those are nice.
A little more, but yes, I do. I do. I have a pretty full work schedule. So I have to juggle the two, but I'm able to do that. Yeah, my wife is very supportive.
Yeah, how is that, juggling work and film? Because I'm not at that point yet where I have to juggle it, and that's something I'm nervous about.
I've been with my company for a long time, so I get a lot of vacation time, so that helps.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think that auditioning at night or filming at night or filming on weekends is definitely a plus.
Yeah.
If you have to take time off of work, then you may want to get into an industry that's flexible with that kind of schedule.
Yeah.
Which would then be almost in the service industry of some sort.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, that works. That works. That could work.
So, what is one of your favorite roles you've played so far?
Yeah, that's in film or theater?
Film.
In film.
We haven't talked that much about film yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I like them all, to be honest with you. I've played some good characters. I usually do like either a mob guy or a restaurant owner, an Irish pub owner, a homeless guy. I've played a doctor on Dr. G. Yeah, I played a homeless guy in a zombie movie.
Oh, really?
That was shot on the back lot of Full Sail. Not associated to Full Sail, but they shot it there, yeah. That was fun because growing up in Manhattan, I had a lot of characters to choose from. Of
people that you've witnessed?
Homeless people, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people that are living on the street or a little psychotic. So it's good. It's good character analysis. Not maybe not for them, but for actors.
Do you find that helpful, watching characters in real life?
Yeah, absolutely.
Using it in your
I think that's where it comes from. You find your character within yourself and you bring it out as part of your development and your creative process. But also you can see traits in other people, and if I think, in my opinion,
well,
and also, yeah, I studied at HB Studio, and Uta Hagen wrote a book, Respect for Acting, which is I think an incredible book. And she talks a lot about that. She talks about people watching, and your own mannerisms as well, and internalizing, but watching other people, no matter where you are, whether it be in Walmart or wherever you're going, to just be aware of your surroundings and be aware of the people around you, because everybody has something to offer.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to develop, then you can draw from them. And make it your own.
Yeah. So, is it what you expected it to be, acting?
Yeah, and then some.
Really?
It's wonderful.
Well,
yeah.
we are very happy to have you on the show today.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully I will get to ask you some more questions later.
Okay.
And it was very nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
It's my pleasure.
This is Michael Opal and Nicolette Noble with The Red Room signing out.